are back and here to react to Godzilla Singular Point finale, episode 13, chapter 13, together, something. We have so much is happening, like, so much. I think this is the end. I think. Or it's the beginning. This is just the start of it all.
They send
We're
Godzilla,
in a loop.
They send Godzilla, back to the point when he appears.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea how it's going to end. I have no idea what to expect. I've got nothing. So I'm just like, let's go. Let's just watch it. Let's just see and talk about everything afterward.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you ready? Let's begin.
I was an adult before I was born. What do you mean? Cannot access memories prior to birth. There are things I can't remember unless they are forgotten. I don't understand. The information that I am not who I am. An identity maintenance error has occurred. Who are you? The answer to the question passed down through the generations will spring into someone's mind, now generating pre-birth memories. They will realize they are our descendants. Mommy! All who arrive at the answer to the question will be recognized as our offspring. Mama! The new is old, and the old is new. No, no! That is when I was still who I was before I was born. Much of the past is, in fact, composed by the future. That is my memory of birth. The birth of that which is not me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, boom!
20 minutes until the scheduled time. Fire!
Ah, that is not helping.
We have a clear path. Brace yourself. Since when did the Metropolitan Expressway have slopes this steep? Don't worry about it. Full speed ahead.
You'll be thankful you even have roads.
That dust is so thick.
After much discussion, we agreed to settle our conflict. So all the others are gone then? They coexist inside me.
Sorry,
We are one, and we are many.
But the catastrophe is coming.
About that, I discovered a task that had calculation on it paused 50 years ago and was never resumed.
That's the task created by Ashihara that birthed the archetypes.
What's with the boat? It seems to be the same structure pictured here in the notes. He was using the archetypes to interfere with the process where the singular point grows into the catastrophe. I knew it! If we look into this task, then we might find our orthogonal diagonal as a code that will stop the catastrophe. So then maybe all you have to do is repair the sinking boat. Huh?
I mean, it's true. We certainly do need to resume the task. But to repair it...
Let's give it a try!
Oh, right. Oh!
All strapped in.
He's got to get the phone or whatnot up there.
You gonna be okay? I'm ready.
Are you gonna be safe?
I'm ready.
To what? Die? I asked if you're gonna be okay.
Coming on your right.
Yeah.
You're everywhere. Hey, Habanu! What is it?
We need to.
Launching point. Send him up before they catch us. Jaguar, can you make it?
Turn it on.
This is it. Hold on to your butts.
Okay, what about us? Or is Jaguar gonna carry this too?
Might be.
I'm generating enough power. I'll give you some lift. Habanu.
He's right. He's really. And they totally survive. I mean, you said you were gonna jump off like this cliff. We're totally gonna like. Gonna survive it? Yeah, no.
What's your status? Everything's peachy.
We're taking a lot of time though.
This is just an idea, but what if I move toward the past? The past.
Alex right. Ashihara's task is still connected to 50 years ago, so it should be possible to extend the calculation further into the past.
So basically, go into the past to give you more time.
What's that?
It's him.
Ooh.
Someone's angry.
Oh.
Find the shadow of a building somewhere.
It's too many.
Why aren't they attacking?
Is it too close to?
We'll find the shadow of something.
Godzilla. Jaguar, look out!
Move!
Two minutes left. Don't get too far from him.
Oh, are we in the spines? So got it? Oh, come on!
Damn.
Oh hey, it's those Mechagodzilla larvae. One's from Rodan. That is a long distance.
I will now begin calculating the code by moving in the direction of the past.
Move away from the future.
Winds are perfect. Full sail.
Yeah, but the present is jeez.
Not so good.
Hello, two. What's happening? Calculations are proceeding nicely, but you all should leave now. It's too dangerous for you here.
I think that we should do what it says. No point in avoiding a catastrophe. It doesn't help us survive.
What about you, though? If anything happens to me, I will send my backup data along with the code.
Go!
Go!
We're counting on you. Leave it to me. Wait,
Just leave his daughter.
Give us the start before the calculations are done.
She
What
can
it's
run.
attacking now is just the outer shell. It won't be easy to break.
I will soon arrive at the results. I have the answer. This is the answer?
Jaguar, how much time is left?
17 seconds.
Where's the code? Look for it. It has to be somewhere.
Wait. Isn't Jet Jaguar and that AI the same AI?
Jaguar.
Like they're from the same like code creator, right?
I have examined the
I
light,
think so.
sound,
So
wind speed, humidity, and temperature data.
what if the AI going to the past is going to the past of Jet Jaguar, getting the code to Jet Jaguar in the past, and unlocking it now? Maybe.
Jaguar.
Or we're about to watch this reality disappear, and the one that goes into the past just now
It's
gets the
saved.
answer and gives it to a different.
So this one doesn't succeed, but the next one does.
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
You mean the code doesn't exist? After completing my calculations, there was no orthogonal diagonalizer code. That song again. Where is it coming from? It can be heard irregularly, coming from inside the singular point.
The nature of it is unknown. It's been observed since the time of Ashiana.
Then... So the alarm and the special signal are both information not transmitted. Information that arrives in the past, but we don't recognize it as information.
Future.
Hello, to analyze the song. It might be a message. I understand it now. The answer has been here from the very beginning.
I can see the logic, but catastrophe. It has begun.
What's happening? Oh my God! It seems I've lost all communication. Not good. Even if there is an answer, I no longer have a way of getting it to them. Huh?
Someone there. I must be hearing things. And there's that song again. Who could be?
What is this?
It's a memory.
There must be something here. This is protocol to make Jaguar invincible. Yun Arikawa asked to have this calculated. I forgot all about it. I see. So that's it.
So is that why Jaguar has had this update? Jaguar is becoming invincible from an update in the past that was just calculated in the future.
Yeah.
Oh. I saw you. Wait, what?
Okay. You have made him giant. I was wondering if that was ever going to be.
My name is Jaguar. I am a distant descendant of Pelops too, as well as Jaguar. You see, I knew everything from the very beginning. You see, your Naginata analyzer probe had been delivered from the beginning. I am back home. So I say, thank you, you Arikawa, and goodbye.
Okay. We survived this. And they're alive too.
This is the story of how we became a bit more intelligent and ceased to understand a great many things. Riddles were answered, mysteries accumulated, crises ended. More matters were left to study in the aftermath, and we and I became more human than before, and gained a slightly better understanding of mankind. Every divergence from the path, every detour, every stop along the way, every human folly. I understand now that all were necessary. The answer is always right before our eyes. The answer is the universe itself. The answer is in the question. Before you know it, the story has begun. And the ending is already determined. If we are able to change the past, then the present is the future that follows that change. I knew all of this already, but I did not understand what it meant. All of it was necessary. It was necessary to arrive at this point, until this very moment, until I could comprehend what was happening before my very eyes. And that is how the story begins. 君の声で目が覚めて視界に色がついたんだ同じような毎日の
Oh, I didn't hear us. Oh, I haven't watched this yet. Oh, we never watched this. There was Biollante the plant. There was Rodan, like Fire Rodan. Anguirus. It looks like another one of those Rodan Meganula maggots. Ah. King Caesar and Manda. Oh! So many classic monsters. Hall's the dog. Godzilla. Wait, is there a season 2?
This was only the beginning. So this is what they've been doing with those bones since they took them. Well, now. I feel like this is one of those shows that I have to watch 3 times all the way through. And then I have to watch it a 4th time, but every episode backwards. In backwards order.
I get it. It was interesting.
What I like is that even though I'm so confused, I feel like to a degree it still makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes Godzilla sense.
Yeah. Like, I get that there is a way in which it works, even if I don't understand it right now.
I wish. I mean, I was wanting to know, like, what was Jaguar? Did Jaguar, like, was that an orthogonal diagonalizer combined with Jaguar resulted in the explosion that destroyed them both? Or did Jaguar, like, do something else? I mean, Jaguar did unlock some giant growth powers.
That's
so
the orthogonal diagonalizer thing. The code it used for it made it go boom. And then it also made it go prepare it to handle all that stuff.
Yeah, and it seems like the AI isn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it came back. Like, it came back and reassembled or something with the, like, there's other versions.
I gotta say, though, her face at the end there when she met back up with them was the face of, like, I've seen some stuff. We have seen some stuff.
It's like, I was, well, like, they've, like, basically the main 2 characters never met face to face. Until that moment. They've been texting each other with never actually facing each other. Only, the other guy and her have interacted. But neither of them.
No, I still had this idea in my head at one point that he was somehow Ashihara.
Oh, like young him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's mostly because the
know
hair shape and the glasses made them look very similar.
You know what's funny now that I think about it? But it's like, the characters that we're watching over the Godzilla bones, like, there's a lot of characters in here that feel unnecessary now, in hindsight. Like,
It might pop up later, potentially.
If there's a season 2.
If there's a season 2. I hope there's a season 2.
Yeah, I'm curious what the heck, like,
yeah,
okay,
that one dude
we beat
like
Godzilla. We beat Godzilla. Now what? We have Mechagodzilla, and what? We're evil now, or like we were always evil. What is the? That is interesting.
Did Ashihara go?
And he's alive. Ashihara is alive.
Was he like, I can't stop the calamity, so I'm just gonna build a Mechagodzilla to fight it? Oh, they stopped the calamity. Cool, I got a Mechagodzilla.
Well, I built this Mechagodzilla. Might as well just take over the world.
Of course.
I've seen the future. It has Mechagodzilla. Actually, no, I can't. I've seen, now the catastrophe is gone, the future is mine. It is uncertain. I do not know it anymore, but I know it is mine.
That also means that the giant computer for predicting the future is gone, basically.
Like, all this weird stuff that we just dealt with, gone. All the Rodans, all of Godzilla, all the red dust, all the archetypes, all of that, gone. We're just like, Mechagodzilla, robot, and Jaguar. Except we have an AI that has magic powers, so time-traveling, magical AI. Yeah. Huh. I that was they did really good with the monsters. They did really the story was weird, but I it's we've been watching it like like over a long period of time instead of all together. So I feel like it's easier to follow when you watch it all at once. Um, so it's a it's hard to describe. Godzilla was a very interesting thing that didn't feel like he was not like Godzilla was I don't even know if like if Godzilla was a catastrophe or if it was the Shiva was the catastrophe and Godzilla was part of it. Like the stopping Godzilla created the stop the catastrophe or something. Like how Godzilla played a part in this is what I'm curious about.
I also think it's interesting that Godzilla like popped in a few times, but despite it being Godzilla, we had more Rodans and other things than Godzilla in this.
Well, yeah. And yeah, and Shiva like was an interesting because he was like more like a side monster that was causing problems for the other people of the world. Were in India.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's going on?
What's the next story about?
That one like what was the dude who worked with the one like the company that had the Godzilla bones? It was like the detective informant or whatever guy. Not the blonde one, the one with like the bowl cut and the black hair. Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
What happened to him?
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Like, there's characters that really like had no point after a certain, like they really like we had a story with them and then it didn't matter or like didn't have any they didn't do anything to affect the finale.
That I can remember at least.
Yeah, and, like it seemed like they were studying the bones or something and studying Ashihara or trying to figure it out, but that didn't feel like it affected this finale or anything to do with Godzilla. It just seems like they lost the bones. They had the bones and now they've lost them, and now these guys have them and have made Mechagodzilla out of them.
Maybe they'll play a part in making the counter Mechagodzilla stuff.
We just got to make a Jet Jaguar again and teach the Jet Jaguar the AI growth. Honestly, Jet Jaguar's thing was really... It was really cool how they were able to like I said, like kind of what I said happened. Like the AI was going to give the code into the past, and when the past code was updated to the present, it would create the future of giant jet jaguars saving everyone. Sort of thing. So kind of what I said was going to happen. Something of that. It was a lot more bizarre and weird, but it was still cool.
Also, I still find it really funny that we have like a military fighting these things with basic jets and so on and so forth, and then just some random crew with a garage has a full-on walking mech. It's like the military output this. Why do they go? Yeah, get us like 5 of those things.
Like
make them bigger.
Yeah, the military after this is like, hey, can we would like to hire you for like what was the purpose of Jet Jaguar before this?
Wasn't it like robot fighting or something?
Yeah, there was like, what was your purpose?
It's like it had 3 wheels. It's just giant mech fights.
No, it didn't have wheels back then. It just had like stub legs.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, so it's kind of like these guys made like a robot to fight with, and now it's our savior of
just
of the I'm not the planet, the universe. So yeah, can we get above minimum wage now? No. So yeah, all in all, I enjoyed this show. It was it was like it's Godzilla weird, so it felt like a movie made from like the Showa era brought into like modern day with a twist of time travel and such and all that kind of weird stuff. Weird
I enjoyed
science
the animation. Mm-hmm. The animation was fun.
Yeah,
and the AI was cutesy.
The animation, especially like it didn't. It's that weird thing where like you see animation, and 3D animation and 2D animation, they don't blend.
Mhm.
Like they're very obviously 3D. This I felt like didn't really make the 3D too obvious.
Yeah.
Like I felt like the 3D models either were really well drawn.
Yeah, like they're really, rather than just giving them a shader
Mhm.
with the same coloration or whatnot, they like went in and did detailed like artistic drawing
Yeah.
and so on them to give them detail and such.
Yeah.
Of course, the problem you always run into with 3D models on the 2D space is when they move, they don't necessarily get the same shadow feel that you see as a 2D thing moves, where it has that drawn shading and such.
Yeah.
And that's the
More-
only thing that always like can help me tell what is what. But otherwise,
I think
they
another thing
still
that made
looked
it
good.
made this because most 3D things in 2D animes move at the 3D pace, at that smooth kind of animation and such, whereas this, I think the choppiness, the slight choppiness of their movements, it wasn't like, like moving at like 4 frames a second. It was more like moving, instead of like 30 frames, it's moved to like 20 frames. So kind of like how 2D moves when you pause, you can see almost each frame. Whereas this one, it doesn't look like there's a smear frames for the
I think generally it's 24 frames per second for film, and most animation is drawn on 2s, 3s, or 4s. So, and yeah, the linear part of 3D generally makes it look really smoothed out,
Mhm.
because like every frame you move, something is going to move in a 3D model. It doesn't
Yeah.
pause for like
Yeah.
2
Like,
frames. It
when-
doesn't hold for 2 frames.
When you have a 2D thing move from one area to another, there's a big gap unless you actually draw each millimeter that the animation moves. There is a big gap, like a big jump between each frame.
I mean, that's just gonna happen in general.
Yeah, but I mean, in film or in 3D, those gaps are smaller because of the movement. There is no.
It's because there's movement on 1s, not on 2s.
Yeah, and it looked like they moved them on like the 3D models were moving on 2s, sort of thing. Not like other animations I've seen where they kind of move on 4s or something, where it's like much choppier.
Are you talking about Dragon Prince?
Dragon Prince, another couple of 3s.
At least season 1.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I was saying. Like this was much, like it definitely felt that choppiness, but it was still smooth enough to where it was it didn't feel hurtful.
Funky. It didn't feel funky.
Yeah, it didn't hurt my eyes to watch it.
It felt like they had weight.
Yeah, that too. Them being giant monsters or something. Sounds like Evangelion was hand drawn, wasn't it? There wasn't 3D stuff at all in Evangelion.
Sorry, I can't remember yet.
So
To be fair, I've only seen it through once.
yeah, but even then, it felt kind of like the old mechas. Even like 3D mechas we've seen recently. What was the one like Dan or like Bigger and Dan or something?
Gunsword.
Gunsword, yeah.
I think the title of it is Gunsword.
Gunsword, yeah. I think those are very 3D animated mechas, but they're very smooth or something. They don't feel hand drawn or choppy. Something. It's a weird way to like describe the animation, but it's hard. I really I think this one is one of the best. I think this is one of the best versions of that kind of animation I've seen with 3D interacting with 2D, where neither felt out of place. The 2D didn't feel out of place with the 3D. Like Jet Jaguar never felt like he was, or the robot felt like it was a 3D model next to the 2D characters, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the only times it ever felt like that for me was when we get these really like low detail sets, but the monsters still had their same one shading on them, were super high detail, and that's the only times like it would ever pop out. I think that's also why Jet Jaguar was very easy to fit in, because it was very simple shading, like single monocolor on different pieces of the armor and so on. You didn't have all these details of like the armor and skin scales, leathery, etc., etc. Maybe that's what 3D stuff needs to do now. They need to make like 3 versions of the model. One that's really high res detail, mid res detail, and low res detail, and put them into the right like
work.
Scenes. Anyway.
So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you there. Maybe even there's a season 2, maybe something else. We'll see you there. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.